the gaze that meets the eye. Kiss Files starts now.
Are you listening?
But there could be more to the gaze than meets the eye. Kiss Files starts now. But there could be more to the gaze than meets the eye. SoulProviderx. But there could be more to the gaze than meets the eye.
Are you listening?
Kiss Files starts now. But there could be more to the gaze than meets the eye. SoulProviderx. Kiss Files starts now.
Are you listening?
But there could be more to the gaze than meets the eye. Kiss Files starts now. But there could be more to the gaze than meets the eye.
Are you listening?
Kiss Files starts now.
What is up, guys? Soul Provider here for another video. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more as we are currently growing the channel. Sorry about being a little bit late. You know how it is. It's a Saturday. Hope you guys are you're having a good weekend. We know we have a very long weekend today. Shout out to the people that came in early, knew what's going on, checking for you, what's going on. Eisen, what's up? DJ Moss, what's going on? Evan, what's up? El Grande, the master teacher, what's going on? Hope you guys saw the last review I did on Cobra Kai season 1 and 2. Really good show. Definitely watch that. So like I said, guys, today we have Sophia Stewart, the mother of the Matrix, author of The Third Eye, and the credits from The Matrix and Terminator. So I know you guys who definitely into pop culture, you guys know what The Matrix is. You really should, because I mean, that there's really no excuse for that. So I just want to thank Sophia for coming aboard. Hope you're having a good day so far. Oh, you're muted. Oh, well, wait. I don't think she knows she's muted. Let me see. Gotta unmute. Unmute. All right, here we go. Let me see. There we go. Let me see. Yeah, she's muted. I'm trying to see if she can unmute the mic. Let's see. I think she's about to.
I can hear you. Excellent.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry, we couldn't hear you. Oh, well, it looks like you muted again. What? Okay, there you go. Why is it? It keeps flipping to unmute. Why is it doing that? I just heard you a second ago. Okay, wow, that is weird.
I have no idea. Yeah,
It keeps flipping back and forth. Huh. That is weird.
and it just go back.
Okay, I think you're good now.
Anyway, I'm the creator of the Matrix and Terminator movie franchises. The mother of the Matrix is just a tagline. The books are written, several books on Matrix and Terminator. They're ongoing series. So I'm not a tagline. You wouldn't call Bill Gates Microsoft the father of Microsoft, or the late Steve Jobs. You wouldn't call him the father of Apple. Apple, you know what I'm talking about. So
yeah,
I am not a tagline, but an owner of Matrix and Terminator movie franchises. And the Third Eye book is just the beginning of a series of books that I've written, several books.
Right. So my first question. So my first question was, what made you choose journalism for your bachelor's degree?
My bachelor's degree, I wanted to help people. I happen to have a gift in journalism because I was writing since I was in the 7th grade, a master writer that can write in every genre.
Oh.
So I didn't choose it. It kind of chose me. And everything that was the result of that. Just like Venus and Serena didn't choose tennis. They started playing in grade school, and Michael Jordan started playing basketball in grade school. It didn't choose them. They had the gift, and that's what we became.
Right. That's a good point. So when you went to City University of New York, what other colleges were you considering back then?
I went to USC also, not just the City University of New York, but USC also. I wasn't thinking about choosing any schools. I was just thinking about getting the best education.
Right.
I'm from New York City, so it would be understandable that I would go to the City University of New York. It's in the World Book of Guinness. Who wouldn't want to graduate from there? The most famous people have graduated both the City University of New York, and USC. I went to school at USC with Marcus Allen.
Right, right. So you studied. Oh, go ahead.
Football players, Ronnie Lott, James. I studied to be a lawyer and a doctor so I could help people. That's my primary focus, helping people. And my work has helped a lot of people globally around the world, Matrix and Terminator.
So just like you said, you studied under a lot of people. It's like Max Segal, Emil Kapia, Paul Cherry. How did you end up getting to network with them? How was that experience?
Emil Kapia was one of my teachers. The Big Apple playwright, Paul Cherry. Leon Roth, the producer, whose son is the screenwriter, Eric Roth, that wrote Forrest Gump and Benjamin Button. He won his first screen Oscar with Airport 79. Max Siegel, a former famous journalist with the New York Times. All of these teachers, they were very pivotal in my education. Max Siegel told me that I was already a professional writer. There was nothing he could teach me because I was already there. My style was already developed. That's what Emil Kapia told me. And so I became their master because they told me I was going to be more famous and richer than them, which is exactly what happened.
Right. All right. So for the young guys getting into writing or poetry or short stories currently, what do you think of the current field of work? Do you think writing is becoming too niche? Is journalism and writing as a major in college still realistic?
Journalism is always very fundamental and growing and expanding. What's going on is the matrix where people own the media, are the ones who are programming you, and by your buying and doing and thinking and processing what they want you to think, buy, and process. That's what the matrix is all about, plugging from the programs. So I think that in the future, if more people that are honest own the media, they won't get fake media. The media is a very great tool, and it's something to watch out, because if it's in the wrong hands, you're not going to learn or learn what you need to learn or know what you need to know, but you will get dummied down and programs. Very important that media be in the right hands instead of the wrong hands.
Okay. So yeah, so more people should be going into those fields so that they can say the truth. Just like how we rely mainly on open source news than really just the typical stuff you see on TV nowadays.
Well, a lot of you guys think that the internet is media. The internet is not real media. Anybody can go on the internet and put in what they want. There's nobody to sue. It's just a bunch of trolls on the internet. They can lie and manipulate you, and the social network, they're not viable. The government owns them. That's why Zuckerberg got billions of dollars, because it's nothing but a database for the government. When you see people like Amazon, Bezos, and Google, and all these Zuckerberg, Facebook, social network, the reason why they're billionaires is because they got government contracts. The only way you will become a billionaire, no matter what kind of product you sell, you might sell in the millions, but you'll never hit the $1 billion mark, I'm telling you, unless you're getting these government contracts.
Right.
I come from a military law enforcement, so I know what I'm talking about. You guys are kind of plugged in. You'll see what they want you to see, know what they want you to know, think what they want you to think, process what they want you to process. Y'all go on the internet and you read the internet, and it's nothing but a bunch of confusion, a bunch of lies, ignorance, and confusion on the internet. What you need to do is take time and go to the libraries or to the media, source outlets, and go into the archives and look up the truth. Read the real media and know what's really going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree on that.
Relying on the internet and relying on media that's controlled by studios and owned by devious people.
Right. El Grande says, so how did you become involved with the Janet Jackson and the Jacksons?
The Jacksons are the ones who discovered me in 1980. I did Janet Jackson's first television feature film. In fact, in 2015, my first Oscar awards, I went with the late Joe Jackson, and he told the media, he endorsed me, that the Jacksons were the ones who discovered me. And this was way in 1980. So I've been in the media from 1978, a picture of me there talking about Roots, Alex Haley's movie, Roots. Mm-hmm. And then from there, I was engaged, married Muhammad Ali. So I was in the media in the 80s with him. On up until, excuse me, on up until 2001, when DJ Kyle from Greensboro, North Carolina, broke my story during prime time, 6 p.m., that I wrote The Matrix and Terminator. And then ABC in October the 17th, 2003, broke my story nationwide that I wrote The Matrix and Terminator, and it went viral. And I've never, ever had a publicist, but I've done over 4,000 media interviews, and people know my name greater than they know my face.
Right.
My face has not been put up, placed it all over the place like some of the celebrities, which I thank God for, because you don't have any everywhere.
Mm-hmm. So, like you said, like the media, people need to go to their libraries and actually read the real media. Do you think the media back then was better than what it is now? Like, was it more authentic back then, or still the same trash?
Of course, it was way better. There was guidelines, and the NAACP did not sell the media to all these different studios and people who are marketing people who are just loading you guys up with a lot of trash and garbage and innuendos and stuff that doesn't work. It was very authentic back then. People like Geraldo Rivera and a lot of other journalists, they were very, very credible. 60 Minutes was phenomenal. And then things changed. The more money people got, the wealthier they got, the more they start buying out everything, changing everything. Wealth. It puts in some people's hands the wrong tools. Wealth.
Mm-hmm. So when you created the book, The Third Eye, when you created the book, The Third Eye, what was like the spark that gave you the idea of the story and all that? Like, how did you come about making the book?
I wrote a script in a book. That's what you guys keep separating. The Matrix and Terminator movie franchises began with a script and a book, source work, original source work. Mm-hmm. And I wasn't thinking of anything except reading. I saw Star Wars, and I saw that Lucas was writing about Satan, how Satan fell from the light side to the dark side, Darth Vader, the devil. And I thought about my story, wow, the opposite of Star Wars, the wars in heaven. And I thought about the second coming of the Christ, because in Revelations, Terminator End Time Revelations, that something was going to happen in the future with the machines, that they were going to enslave mankind. And I thought about, because I wrote the second coming of the Christ, the evolutions of consciousness, because man would come awake as time went on, man versus the machines. So the Terminator is the prequel to the beginning of the epic story. The machines in the future hear the oracle's prophecy that a baby is going to be born that's going to destroy them when they enslave mankind. So they know that the mother that's going to have this baby is Sarah Connor. So they want to time travel, and that's what you see in the first Terminator, where the Terminator is time traveling, wrapped in flesh, killed but cannot be killed, coming through a burning portal network of time travel, landing naked without shame. He's without shame because he's seedless and soulless. He's a machine. He doesn't even know he's naked. People have souls. They know they're naked. They have emotions. They can love. But a machine doesn't know that. Even though he looks like you, he's a Terminator. He comes to terminate Sarah Connor. Now, Kyle Reese also know about this prophecy from the Oracle and that the mother is Sarah Connor. So he comes to try to save her and protect her. He inadvertently falls in love with her, gets her pregnant, but he has to go back to the future. He can't stay in the past. It's the Immaculate Conception. But now she's pregnant with a baby. She was in love. Somebody was there to protect her, but where did this man go? Did he disappear? Was it a dream? You understand? And then this is where you see the three Terminators, the teenager, the man-child. He sleeps consciously. He doesn't even know why these Terminators are trying to kill him, and one is protecting him. And he goes on, he grows up to be Neo, one and the same in the Matrix. The Matrix is the future. The Matrix is a 7,000-year-old Latin word for the woman's womb. God's children comes out of the woman's womb, born with souls, seeds. So life can always continue forever and ever onwards. So this is what the Matrix and Terminator is about. Past, present, and future time travel, dealing with the past on up into the future. One epic story, two franchises, from a script and a book. Original work, never seen before, logos, characters, graphics, special effects that have never been on any screen ever. The evolutions of consciousness.
Okay, so I have another question for you. It says, can you ask her about the Matrix, about Black people's place in America? So it says, can you ask her, was the Matrix about Black people's place in America?
Of course. I gave the Black people their first Black superheroes, not in 2018 with Wakanda, with the Black Panther movie. That was the African superhero, Wakanda.
Correct. Right.
How can you look at the Matrix and not see all these Black superheroes and the agents are the bad guys? In white science fiction, it is Superman, Iron Man, Spider-Man, Batman, and Rocky saving the world. And the white man is the hero. He is not the bad guy. In the Matrix, there are Black superheroes in leadership roles all through the Matrix. Look at the characters. How could you not look at the Matrix and not see this? You have to be blind, crippling, not to see that the Matrix is a Black science fiction that won 4 Oscars, which they don't want to divulge because those Oscars belong to me. And 2 and 3 is whitewashed. It don't got anything to do with the concept.
Right.
Went back into the book, the graphics, but try to change the concept into another direction, then killed out everybody that mattered. Killed out Neo, killed out Trinity, killed out Morpheus. Does that make any sense? It doesn't make any sense at all.
So
to a dream.
Right.
It was garbage.
So I have a question. If you were able to pick an actor for Neo, who would you pick?
I would pick Keanu Reeves because Your pigmentation does not make you who you are. Your DNA does. There are a lot of black people with white skin, blue eyes, and blonde hair all day long. There's a lot of white people with dark skin and dark eyes, and their DNA shows they're white, and their pigmentations of black people that pass for white shows that they're black. Your DNA shows who you really are.
Mm-hmm.
There are dark-skinned people with blonde breast nipples, women. Their DNA is white. Your skin pigmentation may be dark, but that does not make you who you are. That's a bunch of ignorance that have been taught to you for years. You guys have not learned nothing but ignorance. Pigmentation is nothing but a cover. It does not tell who you are. A woman's womb, her gender, the difference between a man and a woman is this womb. A woman can have a baby, a man will never have a baby, so stop lying. There's no Dr. Frankenstein on the earth that can make a man into a woman or a woman into a man. There's no doctor that can give a woman a penis and seeds to come out of that penis. There's no doctor to give a man a womb and make him so he can have a baby, an umbilical cord to feed the baby for 9 months, or any breast milk.
Right.
So y'all need to stop lying. Stop lying. Because the lie is not going to change the facts. So why do people lie? You're getting paid to lie? You're getting money for it? Ask any doctor. If you go to a doctor and the doctor cut off your penis, you're a disabled person. Now you have to urinate or pee from out the side of your body. Did you hear what I just said? You'll have to pee out of the side of your body. How do I know this? Because I come from a military family. In the military, when the soldiers' body parts were blown off or they were shot off or injured, they had to use a body bag to use the bathroom. That's horrible to be disabled like that.
Right.
Why would you pay a doctor $40,000 to mutilate you? And Andy and Larry Wachowski have lied to the LGBT community. They are not transgender. They have never had a sex change or a name change legally. They can't even get a name change because they've committed felonies. In time, they will be going to prison because they counterfeited copyrights. Counterfeiting is a major crime of racketeering, and it doesn't go away, just like fraud doesn't go away.
Right.
It comes back and reclaims, just like it did with John Gotti, Bertie Madoff, Whitey Bulger, Al Capone, just to name a few.
Right. Right. So Zero says, is that why Will Smith was the first choice for Neo? Because it was a black sci-fi story.
No. Will Smith played Muhammad Ali in the movie Ali. When you read The Third Eye Matrix, I don't know why you guys would interview me without reading the books, but I see a lot of people make those mistakes. And back in the day, a real journalist would read everything before they even interviewed somebody. But not you guys. Y'all always want to take a shortcut for some reason. But if you read The Third Eye Matrix and Terminator book, it clearly tells you that Muhammad Ali was the role model for the black superhero because he was a living hero at that time upon the earth. And Will happened to play him in the movie Ali. So the thieves, having the book and the script, would have that information and try to follow through with everything that they're reading. Do you think it's a coincidence that they would go to Will Smith? Do you think it's a coincidence that they would go to O.J. Simpson to play the Terminator and then Schwarzenegger ran under him for the part?
Wow.
Do you think that Keanu Reeves' father is Asian Polynesian? Do you not think he was the right choice to play Neo? Because he was.
Right. What did you think about Trinity and Morpheus? Did you think they were in the movies? What did you think about them?
What did I think about them? I created them. So why would I think about them if I created them? Maybe
Oh, I
you
mean,
need to read the analyze how those characters were developed. Because it doesn't make any sense when you're talking about what do I think about my own work.
I mean,
doesn't
like
make any sense.
from the actors, like, did you think the actors did a good job?
Well, why didn't you say Lawrence Fishburne and Carrie Ann Moss? You know, would know what you were talking about. Of course, Lawrence Fishburne played a great Morpheus, and Carrie Ann, she played a great Trinity. They played the characters very well. The characters were developed. They had the development to read because the criminals had the book and the script. If you didn't have the book and the script, you would be in the blind. You'd be in darkness, wouldn't you? You wouldn't know what to do. But if you had the source work and the materials, then you would know what to do, right? You would know what to apply.
Right. So how was your experience working with Columbia Pictures? How was that?
I worked in Vice President Dick Barnett's office and Brandon Cahill, producer, Fantasy Island. It was phenomenal. He recognized my gifts and my talent. He gave me 5 scripts because he knew I was an aspiring screenwriter. One of the scripts he gave me was From Here to Eternity. I still have it. The movie that the late Deborah Kerr was in it, and the star was another star, the male star. He was a very phenomenal actor. He was also in it. So yes, Dick Barrett was very instrumental in my career. He recognized my gifts and my talents, and he read the Third Eye book and script early on and was very impressed. And so was 20th Century Fox. The executives over there read the script in the book, and they saw the original material, and of course, they start producing the copyrighted legal work without any thoughts of that they were counterfeiting. And then one day, they will be going to jail for it, just like Bertie Madoff, just like Al Capone, just like Whitey Bulger and John Gotti. That when you steal 20 or 30 years and you pay to stay out of jail, eventually it catches up with you.
Right. Right. So when you're working,
counterfeiting, racketeering, criminal acts never go away.
True.
They just stack up and catch up with you when you can't pay anymore, and you pay the price. You can't pay to stay out of jail, you pay the price.
Right. So when you're working with people in the film industry, does it differ from just working on, I guess, other material? Like how is it when you're working on something and then maybe someone from the film industry wants to maybe like use like work with you to do like maybe a movie or something? How does that work? That whole process.
This is the deal. When you got a franchise, you own a franchise. Matrix and Terminator are franchises. When a creator is creating their work, they continue their work until they leave this earth. So if you get a Picasso is going to keep painting until he leaves here. You find one of his paintings in an old basement and you take it and put your name on it and erase his name and go sell it for $100 million. Well, guess what? They're going to find out you're a fraud because you can't paint one. You can't continue the work. So then you try to kill it out because you can't continue. And they're going to find out that you're a liar and a thief. You understand? So what I think about my work and continue my work, it's a brand. Do I need to write anything else? All I need to write is Matrix and Terminator continuously. I created the 4th installment. I bet you have never read the 4th installment. Matrix 4 Evolution, The Matrix.
Yeah, I haven't
Reloaded,
read it.
which is loaded is the rebellion. Revolution, then evolution. The fourth installment is evolution.
Mhm.
It's telling you that 2 and 3 are nothing but a dream. The Neo and Trinity, Morpheus never died. They wake up, Neo and Trinity, because they're soulmates. They wake up from the dream, they share it together, and the saga continues. But now the threat upon the Matrix is even greater because there's new machines that are coming, new graphics, new special effects, more Matrix, deeper than the first. 2 and 3 are nothing but a dream. And what they're trying to offer you coming up here next, the transgender garbage, the fake story, is nothing but a cola. They can't
Right,
give you
because
Pepsi Cola, the formula, but they can give you a cola, a Matrix story, and try to charge you Apple prices. Give you an Apple Jack, put it in an Apple box, and charge you Apple prices, but you're getting garbage.
right.
Like Terminator, the last Dark Fate, it lost $500 million. It bombed overseas. It bombed in every market because it was garbage. And when James Cameron had his name on it because he's a, he never wrote
Yeah,
The Matrix or Terminator. Neither did Andy or Larry Wachowski. They don't own any copyrights. Warner Brothers doesn't own anything. You can go to the Library of Congress and pull it up and see it with your own eyes. I own the copyrights to the movies, the trademarks.
right.
You can buy
And
out a lot of people, but you can't hide the truth. You can't get rid of the truth. Go on.
right. So this guy is asking, are your books available to purchase online? Yes. Look at the description in my video. You can go to her website. Her books are, just check her website out. Her books are available. So you definitely check those out. And
Yeah, globally for years. And I've won numerous awards, and I've done over 4,000 media interviews. I know you say, how is this possible that my book has been selling, the Third Eye book, since 2005. It was published in the 80s and been selling around the world, the fourth installment, for almost 11 years, since 2010. How can we live in a world of technology and the greatest communications the world has ever known and not know that the truth is staring you right in the face, hidden in plain sight? If you want to hide something from somebody, put it right in their face. It's been in your face for years. Now wait a minute.
yeah,
Only one of us can own the Matrix and Terminator. Only one of us is counterfeiting, and the other one is the true creator and owner. And the last time I checked, my pigmentations were black. So if I was the thief, you would have known about it a long damn time ago. Right?
right. Yeah, you're right.
Terminators,
And
they're around the entire globe.
you're right.
250, 3 to 4 billion fans globally for the franchise itself.
Right.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
in the side, right in your face. So who's the liar?
Yeah, and because of what happened, with the recent, brothers, sisters, whatever, about what they said about the Matrix, it's like I'm pretty sure a lot of people have been contacting you and trying to interview you because of what recently happened with them trying to say, oh, well, it's a trans story type crap. So I'm sure you've got a lot more attention because of that crap that happened.
Because how can it be a transgender story when you guys saw it in 1999? There was no transgender. There was no, the homosexuality was hidden. There was no, they never written anything. They don't have their names on not a book or nothing. James Cameron or the Wachowski brothers. Nowhere can you find anything they've ever written. in their entire lives.
Right.
What are
Right.
you?
Yeah, and
Wasn't
I
no
know.
transgender almost 21 years ago. Come on, you guys. Almost 21 years ago.
Right. Right. So.
Andy is married to his wife. He's been married to his wife over 21 years. Larry was married to Thea Bloom, and he divorced her in 2006. I have the documents and the proof, the paperwork. And then he has a what you call a girlfriend, a dominatrix girlfriend. These guys are frauds. I asked their lawyers when I went to court and won the court case to put in their sex reassignments and their legal name change, that there's nothing. You can't find nothing online. It's public information when you do this stuff. It's public information when you change your name.
Right.
You can't change their names because they committed felonies. They counterfeited. They're in it just as deep as anybody. They're in it knee deep.
Right. So Zeno says the Matrix Reloaded and Revolutions were crap. Dude, the third one was really bad, bro. It was bad. I didn't really like the third one, but fight scenes and stuff, it was pretty cool. But the first one was really the best. Second one, it got cool with seeing the fight scenes and stuff, but the third one I just thought was kind of the weak link on that one.
Yeah. What do you think about them killing out Trinity, killing out Neo? The machine killing Neo. It doesn't make any sense. If somebody has... Go on.
Yeah, because, they developed Trinity, throughout the whole film, then just to kill her off for no good reason. It was really dumb. And then you had, Morpheus, too. He had another good character just killed off.
So they had a good reason. Let me explain the good reason. The FBI told them they need to shut it down from counterfeiting. They were going to go to jail. That was the reason. Do you think if they could continue to steal, they wouldn't be stealing? Are you kidding me? The feds told them to shut it down, shut the counterfeiting down. That's why they're trying to come out with a Matrix story. Like I can come out with a cola, but I can't come out with Pepsi Cola. Can't sell you Coca-Cola, but I can sell you a cola. Do you not read the news? They said they're going to give you a Matrix story. They didn't say they was going to give you the Matrix. They tried to copyright Matrix, which is a generic. Nobody can copyright cola. Nobody can copyright the word matrix. It comes out of the Bible. The King James Bible mentioned 5 times in Scripture, 3 times in Exodus, 2 times in Numbers. Are you kidding me?
So
they
Evan
never read the Bible. They thought they could trademark and copyright the matrix until they got rejected, and they told them at the Library of Congress and the trademark commissioners that no, you cannot, and you cannot claim the matrix. They tried to trademark and copyright Matrix 2 and 3 until they were told it is not going to happen.
Mm-hmm. So Evan had a good question here. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead with the question.
Yeah, so Evan said, can you ask her, does Hollywood often take away franchises from minorities, in particular Black people, or does it happen every day to everybody, does it happen to everybody? Sorry.
It happens, death happens to everybody, but what was racist on my part was the fact that what they did to me gender-wise, being a Black woman and coming up with this great science fiction work to change the paradigm of all Black people in history, or people of color. That's where the discrimination comes in, where they lied to the masses. Do you see what I'm talking about? Try to change history, but they couldn't, because like I told you, everything has been put into the court case in the federal courts, and that's what goes in history. And everything in the media goes in history, so it doesn't matter about the internet. They can't change history. But they tried to hide it and try to change the paradigm of how people think and feel. Now, they've committed the worst crimes against people of color. If you saw the crimes that they really committed against people of color, people would rise up, everyone, and try to smite them. Because they did really horrible things to people of color. And I told people on my interviews that that was the Ku Klux Klansmen. They infiltrated the police, the blue uniforms, the black judges' robe, the Brooks Brothers suits of the senators and the politicians, and the prison system, the new plantation of free labor. That's why they flew the Confederacy flag the same time the Union Jack. Both of them won. The Confederacy said they were going to carry on business as usual, like David Dukes told them. They were going to pull off the sheets, put on the Brooks Brothers suits, go into the judges' robes and the blue uniforms, and continue to lynch, kill, and steal, and do harm. They were the ones doing it during 1865. The people that was put in office to uphold the law, they were the ones breaking the law, and they're the same people today. The very people that you put in office to uphold the law are the ones that are lying, killing, and stealing, and lynching. Under the guise of the Ku Klux Klansmen. I got a Klan judge off of my federal case, recused. You better believe that. And you see those people that's lynching, all cops are not bad. I come from, I told you, military and law enforcement. So there are good cops, bad cops, good judges, bad judges, good people, bad people, good and bad, good lawyers, bad lawyers, good and bad commingling. And what you need to weed out are those Ku Klux Klansmen. You need to pull them out of the blue uniforms, pull them out of the judges' robes, pull them out of the Brooks Brothers being congressmen and senators and with power. You'll know them by their acts and their deeds. A regular cop is sworn to uphold the law, to give service. He's not going to shoot somebody in the back. Even in the cowboy days, everybody knew that if you shot anybody in the back and they had no gun on them, it was nothing but murder. There's nothing to decide on that. It's pure murder. Shooting anybody in the back is nothing but murder. Shooting anybody who doesn't have something to defend themselves is a criminal act. You don't have to think about it.
Zeno says,
think about
go ahead.
Listen to what I'm going to tell everyone. If you don't change everything, all of you, no matter what color you are, or your pigmentation may appear to be, or your DNA is to show who you are, if you don't change things about evil, evil is going to come and get all of you, and you ain't going to have nobody to help you. Because this is the deal. Evil is just like the death angel. It doesn't discriminate. Once it comes after a segment of people for what any wrongness, it'll keep coming until it finishes everything and everyone off that will not uphold justice and truth. Do you understand? So it behooves each and every one of you to know it's not a black problem. It's evil versus good. That's the problem. It may cloak as black, but it's evil. When it cloak is black, and you say, well, hey, it ain't affecting me, so I don't need to worry about it. Oh, yes, you do. Because evil will come after any and everybody upon the earth. It won't just be satisfied with a segment. It will just keep coming back until it gets everyone. These people are evil. It's not a black and white issue. It's a good versus bad. good versus evil issue.
Mm.
Unplug from the matrix. Unplug. Wake up before it's too late.
Okay, so let me get to this question. So Zeno says, how did Neo's powers affect the real world?
It transformed the real world, and that's what powers do. When you have righteous powers or good powers, it changes the paradigm of everything. Go out there and do something good, and it affects the whole world. And that's what you're supposed to be doing anyway, is making changes to help heal the world. Very important.
Right. Well, what are your thoughts on the movie industry recently, like the current movie industry? Do you like it, or what are your dislikes about it currently?
The cabal has good and bad people coexisting in it, just like I told you on Earth. The bad people is dominating the industry. But COVID-19 shut down a lot of things. When they closed off those borders, closed off a lot of pedophilism, sex trafficking, money laundering. Some of the worst crimes got shut down since COVID-19. That's what my thoughts are. Hollywood, Babylon, I told them a long time ago that they were going to end up in the thrift store, all the old equipment and them, because they didn't know what streaming was. Just like IBM and Xerox, no idea what the mouse being the internet, didn't know what the internet was. So Apple and Microsoft became the billion-dollar, trillion-dollar babies because they saw internet and shot off with it.
Right.
Same thing with Hollywood. Hollywood has these 7 or 8 studios that dominates manually with distribution.
Mm-hmm.
Manually meaning they don't want to use technology. They want to control the wealth and the money. But they don't know that streaming has changed the whole paradigm. That's what technology does. With streaming, all I have to do is do Matrix 4 in animation, stream it via satellite, $10, and I'll make billions of dollars. 7 billion people on Earth. Think about that. 7 billion people on Earth. We stream through Amazon, Apple TV, Netflix.
Yeah.
You'll make more money than going through any distribution through Hollywood.
Yeah, and that's why. Yeah.
Over the earth to the foreign country.
Yeah, you're right, because it's quicker access to what the streaming, all the streaming we have here. And it's easy to make. It's cheaper for people to make movies and just put them on there instead of dealing with theaters and all that other stuff.
Yes, because that's why I'm going to do the Matrix 4 in animation. Because in animation, you don't have to be involved with a lot of people because people will get COVID-19. They will test positive. You cannot film anymore like you used to. And Hollywood refused to give up that position. They don't want to go with the changes. Look, animation changes the paradigm. Do you see what I'm talking about? Spider-Man won an Oscar with animation.
Yeah, Spider-Man. Yeah.
That will get done. And it will start streaming all over the world. And you don't have to charge a lot of money, $10. You get numerous downloads for $10. You see what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
You could do several of them over and over and over, downloads, streaming, and make millions and billions of dollars with no overhead, no kind of problems, no middlemen, no distributors.
Right.
Unless you distribute out to Apple TV, Amazon, and Netflix, and other platforms that are become available as people get into the game of streaming. Do you see what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
there's plenty for everybody. 1 billion people on Earth. So there's plenty of money to be made for everyone. It's a new platform, but it'll get the job done.
Hmm. So, my next question, do you think, what are some of your favorite movies or actors?
I love The Devil Advocate with Al Pacino.
Oh yeah, the
And some
classic.
of my favorite, yeah, Al Pacino, De Niro, Keanu Reeves, John Wick. I love his
Yeah,
Wick franchise.
yeah, John Wick is
Phenomenal.
cool.
Uh,
Yeah.
I love a lot of movies, especially metaphysical movies. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Reese Witherspoon, I love her acting. Angelina Jolie, I love her acting. To name
Hmm.
some of the women.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's quite a lot of people that I love their acting.
Hmm.
Quite a lot. I love some of the actors that were in the like Hugh Jackman, you know, the X-Men. Some of those actors are
Yeah,
phenomenal.
Logan. Logan was good. Logan was really good.
I love him. His work is excellent.
Okay. So what do you think of the Marvel movies? The whole MCU, Disney, the whole monopoly. What do you think of that?
Well, it's too bad that Stan Lee is dead because
Right, right, right. Rest in peace.
there's no franchise. I could do it. I know. I studied all of that when I was a kid doing comic books,
Hmm.
so I could write it, write the and continue the X Files. It's a piece of cake because I
Hmm.
understand the concept.
Hmm.
You see, because you would have to understand the concept in order to write it. I'm a master writer, so I can write any genre. I can do espionage, I can do mystery, I can do comedy, you know, adventure, science fiction, any kind of work. I can listen to your story and write it. So I
Hmm.
could carry on. Marvel is a piece of cake. I love comic books. I grew up with them when I was a little kid. I understand the whole thing of Marvel, Iron Man, Batman, all of that. Superman. I could write those series easily. Wonder Woman, piece of cake.
Okay. What do you think about Christopher Nolan's Inception? Did you like Christopher Nolan's work?
I like Christopher Nolan's work, the director. Yes, I like his work very much. Inception was okay. I'm looking to see Tenet. I haven't seen Tenet yet.
Yeah, yeah,
I
same. I
saw
haven't seen it
Russell
yet.
Crowe. Yeah, Russell Crowe Unhinged. I saw Russell Crowe is excellent. He's one of my favorite actors. Liam Nelson is one of my favorites.
Right,
Gerard Butler, one of my favorites. I go to see anything that they do. That
right. 300 was
girl,
really good.
yes, the girl that was in the Angel, Anthony Mackie, and that girl that played in Marvel. What's her name? Johansson.
Oh yeah, Black Widow.
Girl,
Yeah,
Black Widow. I love her work and her acting.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
would
man.
love to carry on those franchises. I would love to do the Marvel and keep it going. I really would. It would be phenomenal. I could come up with some phenomenal stuff. Doctor Strange was one of my favorite. Iron Man was definitely, and the Hulk and all of them. I could do it as a piece of cake and could do it in my sleep.
What's
Because I
your
grew
what's your favorite genre? Because you said you can pretty much do all of them. Do you have like one that if you had to just select one, what one would you choose?
I would choose science fiction,
Yeah,
mainly
sci-fi.
because I'm
Yeah.
doing technology. I'm doing alien technology. Do you know how phenomenal that is? I'm doing virtual reality. I was doing virtual reality 11 years ago. I'm talking
Hmm.
about a virtual skateboard, a virtual penal system where they have to let the people out of the physical jail and put these laser rings around them and chip them where they can be trapped. And drones are going to be bigger now And drones are going to be manning everything. There will be no more bus drivers, no more train conductors, no more plane pilots. The drones will master the universe, and they will fly and take over everything, the cars, drones. I'm talking about all this alien technology in my Matrix 4 book. Homeland Security is reading my work. They said I solved the Roswell, and they sent me classified information from the Pentagon, which I will share when people buy my Matrix 4 book. They said I solved the Roswell incident, and I said, what do you mean? They said they did not know how those UFOs really flew until they read the Matrix 4 book, where I'm breaking down the technology of the alien ships, where I say they fly with magnetic wing pulsions in the reversal of gravity, and how they cloak invisible, where the machines can't even detect them. And they sent me from 1955 from the Pentagon, the alien ships broken down by aerodynamics. They broken down by aerodynamics. People didn't know how they flew. Didn't know what made them fly until they read my book. See, they know that in 1980, I'm talking about body scanners, food scanners, computerized warfare with drones.
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm talking about? I'm talking about technology that hasn't even come out upon the earth yet. I'm talking about the Illuminati, the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers, the Federal Reserve, the Trilateral Commission, the mergings of the corporations and the bank mergers.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
talking about all of that in the 1980s. Can you imagine that?
Yeah. So
And
I have
one of the terminologies that I was using.
So my next question, Aegon, what's up to Aegon? He says, ask her about George R.R. Martin's writing and Game of Thrones. I guess he just wants your thoughts on that.
Well, I never watched Game of Thrones, so I don't have any thoughts of Game of Thrones because I never watched it.
Yeah, it's kind of, it's overhyped a little bit.
A lot
It's overhyped a little bit. It wasn't bad though.
Oh, because I would have to watch it in order to tell you. Well, what I was telling you about my work, what makes it so phenomenal is that I'm talking about alien technology. I'm talking about technology that people need to see, the digital coins before they, I was talking about 5G. Before you guys ever heard of 5G, if you go back and listen to my old interviews, I've done 4,000 of them. I'm talking about 5G where everything will become one. That's 5G. And everybody in the future will have this 6x9 thin tablet that will become everything because of COVID-19. But I was talking about this 11 years ago. This 6x9 tablet, when you touch it, it's your movie screen. It's your television. It's your music. It's your phone. It's your school. It's your college. It's everything, your virtual business. I was talking about virtual businesses and all of that I would have the first virtual business, which I did. For over 11 years, I had a virtual business. I even talked about the virtual media. Everything is in the Matrix 4 book. It's sad that you guys haven't read it. That's the sad part. Look at the copyrights. 2010. 2010, the book has been out selling around the world since 2010. Yet you guys have never read any of the 4 books, but saw the movies. If you read the books, you would have known where the movies came from. You
Right.
don't see no with no Andy and Larry Wachowski name. You don't see no book with no James Cameron or no Gail Ann Hurd's name. You never seen nothing they ever. They've never written anything, not even a script, with their names on it. Yeah, they didn't lie to people, but there is nothing out there that they're selling with their names on. Be for real. You guys are really plugged in the matrix. That means anybody can lie to you guys. What is going on with you millennials? You were born into the world, yet you're asleep. You sleep like the baby boomers. You sleep like Gen X.
Damn.
Y'all are supposed to change.
So
millennials world.
So my next question, Aegon says, does she think there's a balance between feminine and masculine energy in the media and in the movies? I think he said.
The movies? What kind of question is that? Energy has nothing to do with movies or media. There is just as many female newscasters as there is male newscasters. There is just as many female screenwriters and authors of books as it is male. So what's your question?
Let me just go to the next one. Oh, okay. He's talking about like the new Star Wars, the new Star Wars trilogy. I guess that's an example.
All carry inside of us, all of us, the female and the feminine energy is inside of all of us. So, like, what Star Wars?
He's talking about the new one.
What's your point? What about the new one? I'll give you the answer.
Yeah, Aegon, you're gonna have to be a bit more clear. But let me go to Judge's question. Judge had a good question. Let me go back up. Okay, so here's a good one. He says, outside of your own works, what sci-fi properties do you enjoy the most?
The only ones I ever loved was The Twilight Zone. Rod Serling, he's dead. H.G. Wells, he's dead. Alfred Hitchcock, he's dead. They had the greatest work upon the earth, Syrians. Everybody else was copying them. So who are you talking about? Who are you trying to bring out that you've never read? Because I bet you $100, the point you're trying to make, you never read that person's work.
Okay, let's see here. Oh, so when does because you mentioned that the Matrix 4 animation's coming. What's the release date for that? Is it coming next year, maybe?
Of 2022.
Oh, okay, cool.
We'll have to heal. 2021 is going to be a period of healing.
Mm-hmm.
Getting things back together. Things being built back up again. It's going to take a long time to get from where we are now to back to normalcy, and it's going to take us over a year.
Okay.
Don't believe the hype. People think it's going to happen overnight, because nothing happens overnight.
Right. Oh, so what is because with the Matrix, there's the red pill and the blue pill. Could you kind of explain for everyone like what the red pill and blue pill is to you?
Yes, I created it. It's in my book, the Third Eye Matrix and Terminator book. The red pill is about the blood of the living beings, and the blue and black ink is the lifeblood of the machines. So in the movie, you take the red pill and you see how deep the rabbit hole goes. You see how deep the lie goes that they've been telling you. And you take the blue pill and you fight other people or kill them to continue the lie, like they got you calling men women when they're not, or women men when they're not. That's the blue pill. Cypher knew he wasn't eating any steak. He was eating mush, but he loved the lie and he killed for the lie. And that's what people do right now. They will lie and kill and die for the lie, instead of going deep and seeing and unplugging and seeing what the truth is, so they can be set free. The blue keeps you in bondage. The red sets you free.
Mm-hmm. So shout out to Liam. Liam asks, have you heard of the black pill?
There is no black pill. It doesn't exist. There's no black pill. What kind of garbage is that? Red
And
and blue size life
hmm
and death, because that's what it is. When you turn blue, you're dead. Okay. When you're red and rosy, you're living. So where's the black at? Black pill, that's death. That's the only thing I can think of. If you take a black pill, it's death. The death angel. And the death angel doesn't discriminate. It doesn't care if you're young, old, what color your pigmentation is, or who you are. It doesn't discriminate. When the death angel comes out, it's got any and everything, whether it's animals, insects, plants, life, period. So that's the only black pill I see, death. So who wants to take death? Doesn't make any sense.
yeah, it's a concept that was created online. So originally people used the red pill and then the blue pill concepts, and then the black pill got created online. So like he was
What does the black pill represent other than death? Do you know what turns black is something that's dead? If you kill an animal, it'll turn black. If you kill a living being, it'll turn black. If you burn down a house, it'll turn black. If you destroy a car, it'll turn black. Decay will turn black. So what is the concept behind the black pill? Please tell me.
I mean, the concept is just saying that you're realistic about life, and you don't really believe in hope. You're just more realistic. That's really what it is. This in a simple.
Somebody is bullshitting you with that black pill. Okay, that's
Okay.
bullshit. Serious. I'm not being funny. I'll tell the person who came up with it. It doesn't make any sense. It has nothing to do with what's going on. When you create something, it's to elevate. It's to bring out greater concepts and greater things in people. It's to elevate. But a black pill, that's death. That's all it is, period. It's got nothing to do with elevating. The red and blue, you know what you're doing. You see what I'm talking about? That's choice. But black is no choice. That's just death, where death chooses you.
So for people who are interested in writing books and getting into writing and stuff like that, what are some good tips for people starting out and ones who people who are just interested to maybe get into those fields?
I think a lot of people should get in the fields of writing and write the truth and write something that's going to change the paradigm or change people's lives. We've always written or had the written word from the beginning of the Bible, and these words of vibrations, or elements have changed the paradigm of things. The greater we go into the future, the greater writing, the more we wake up the masses to greater things.
So if
I would
you weren't,
encourage people, writers and authors of books, it's knowledge.
So if you weren't writing, what other things would you be probably doing?
I would be making movies and music.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. That'd be really cool. I'd love to. That'd be really dope.
I would
Let's
be
see.
doing.
Okay, so how about when it comes to writing? Because you wrote poems. Are you still writing poems?
I never stop writing. I never stop creating. So I've got stuff that you have never seen, that have never been released, just like Prince had in his vault. We creators have stuff that is always there, but you guys don't know about it because you never think of a creator as an ongoing thing. But creativity, as long as you're alive, you're creating. The moment you die, that's when all creativity stops.
So
Did
what's
you know
your
that?
like? Yeah. So what's your process when it comes to let's say you want to write something and you have some ideas. What's your process to kind of get you through when it comes to working on your projects?
I don't use any things that people use. I am a visionary seer, a prodigy. So all I do is think of concepts, visualize them, and write them down. The way I'm speaking to you, I'm speaking where if I was writing, I would write all this down that I'm saying. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
No, do you really understand?
Yeah, I do.
That is my whole, just thinking, visualizing, and writing. That is the process.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing what others do not see.
So
Hearing what others do not hear, and writing it down and being able to articulate it in a creative manner, because creative writing is one of the greatest writing of all time. It's the hardest to do. There's a lot of technical writers. There are a lot of writers that just write. But the creative writer is very rare. That is the best writers of all. It's the creative writer.
So have people come to you like for advice? Maybe they're like new writers and they need like some tips. Like have you like maybe instructed people on writing and skills and stuff like that? Maybe trained some people?
I mentor people all the time. I've had people to write books, their first books, have never written a book and sent me autographed copies. I've had people to write their first and taught them how to write their first screenplays. I mentor people all the time. All masters do. That's why Bruce Lee became Bruce Lee. He had a master. That's why everybody that does something, whether it's golf or tennis or any other sports, they all have had someone that have mastered them.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, mentor people all the time.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so here's another question. I think you already answered this, but are you working on anything new? I guess besides the Matrix 4 animation, anything else you're working on?
To work on anything new with the Matrix 4 and Terminator 5 or Terminator 6, actually, Rebirth of the Machines.
Okay.
So it'll be 4 animations, the 4th installment, coming out in 2022.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, that Terminator Rebirth of the Machines. How the new machines are born.
Okay. Okay. Let me see. I think you answered all my questions. I think you answered all my questions, Sophia. Definitely.
At all. I've done that to a lot of people. I've answered their questions in the order that they've written them in. Some of them, they said, that's amazing. You didn't see it, and you've answered it without even seeing the question.
Yeah, that's what happened. Like you covered a lot of stuff. I didn't even. You covered stuff in like one go. So a lot of stuff you really did cover. So Matrix 4 comes out. The movie comes out next year. Do you even care about seeing that one at all?
It's garbage and it's not going to happen. They're going to get COVID-19. It's going to get shut down again.
Oh, yeah, right. True.
And it's shut down by COVID-19. They ran out of money. The investors wouldn't give them any money because they saw the garbage. They wasted millions of dollars shooting and you couldn't even use it because Larry Wachowski can't direct, can't write, can't direct. He's been lying to investors. Investors are going to come back like wasps and bees and sting them for fraudulently getting money out of them. You know, it's a fraud to get money out of people when you say you've done something and you didn't do it. And if people don't get their money back, they can get you for fraud with the government, with the DA's office. They're going to get these people because these people are trying to give you garbage. They don't have no money, and they're trying to do something with COVID-19. You can't film now. It is horrible.
Right.
COVID-19, you never know who's going to get it. Look at Rock. Rock looked like the epitome of health. And look at his whole family. Come on. When are they
Yeah,
going to wake up that anybody on a movie set, no matter how clean you are, someone could be a carrier?
right. That's true. Dwayne
Sorry.
Johnson recently got got sick, so you're right. That is a big issue. Okay, so Zeno
Yeah,
here said, ask her if she likes the Animatrix. I didn't see that movie. I heard about it though. Have you seen the Animatrix?
I didn't even
Animatrix?
have copyrights to it. No, I did not see it.
Okay.
I didn't see any of the either, but I own the copyrights. If you guys want to send your emails over, you can look at the document. I own the copyrights. It was entered into the federal courts. A lot of the stuff was garbage. I just couldn't stand to see it. So horrible. Writers don't want to sell their work because people will abuse your stuff so bad that you don't even want to look at it.
hmm So Evan here said, so the Wachowski brothers are running game on Hollywood. Yeah, basically they are. Basically, well, they were.
Game, they've told you guys lies. They're lying now in the media. They're gonna get busted because what happens is you can continue to lie, but at a point when you start lying in the media, that's when you get busted. They're in the process of getting busted, and the LGBT community is really going to hang them when they find out how they've lied. They don't have no name changes, no sex reassignments, nothing. You ask for proof, you get nothing.
hmm
There's Andy is still with his wife of over 21 years. He's a man with a wig and a dress on. So is Larry Wachowski, girlfriend, a dominatrix.
Right.
They need to stop lying. I'm just saying it's wrong to lie,
hmm
especially to people.
hmm So Jessica X says, or someone asked, are you atheist?
No, I'm not. I believe in God, and that's who I represent, and that's how I want. If God was not with me, there's no way I could beat these people who are nothing but a lot of devils. They kill a lot of people. They've killed Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, Prince, Tupac, and quite a lot of our people they've killed young. Very, very great talents of people that hadn't even reached the pinnacle of their talents yet before they had to die.
Mm.
It's true.
Um,
Can't that many die that young and be creative? Come on, get out of here. That was
yeah, no.
killing.
Jessica, she already answered that question. She said she's not. She's not Jessica.
No, I am not an atheist. I would never deny God. Now, I've seen a lot of Satanists, people who love Lucifer. There's a lot of them cloaking until you see them in their black robes with their Ouija boards and their pentagram stars. You won't even know what you're dealing with.
hmm
Masking and cloaking.
hmm So you mentioned your movies. You mentioned your favorite movies and actors. Do you have any specific like TV shows or anything like that that you like?
I can't think of any TV shows. If you name some of them, I can basically tell you. I like Dr. Oz show. I like Dr. Phil's show. I like Unsolved Mysteries. I like stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay.
And
So
I
so you said
love
like,
some
oh, go ahead.
eating. Yeah, I like reading channels.
hmm what
I
did you
love
think of what did you think of Lord of the Rings? Did you like the books or the movies?
I love I read some of the books. I love the Lords of the Rings. I really did. J.R.R. Tolkien. He was a phenomenal writer.
Hmm. Okay. Does anyone else have any questions in the chat? If you have any questions in the chat, let me know. I can read them out. But if not, I mean, you've answered all of my questions. You've taken all.
And I think I'm going to go now.
Okay.
But I really enjoyed it. Thank you guys for interviewing me. And please get the book and read it and come back and do another interview with me and ask some of the questions out of the book and let people know some of the technology that I've created and talked about. It would be phenomenal.
Yeah, your descriptions are in my video, so they can definitely check out your website and check out your books. So yeah, thanks for coming aboard. Definitely do appreciate it.
All right, thank you guys.
All right, you have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Okay, so everyone, thanks for coming in. you guys, some of you guys, man. I was trying not to say anything, but some of you guys, man, jeez. I mean, I was reading you guys chats and shit, but thanks for you guys coming in. Appreciate it. Definitely check out her links in the description. She has a lot of books. I think I've seen a few people. I know Fasting and like Vision, you know of her books. So anyone who's interested, check out her books and go to her website. But appreciate you guys coming through. Sorry about the late start. You know, we had to set up get some audio, fix the audio and stuff. But hey, man, she answered all the questions and shit. And hey, man, it was a well done interview. More interviews coming as usual. Remember, I don't just do YouTubers. I do writers, music artists. I do everything. So more interviews coming. We were supposed to do the African panel tomorrow at I think 5 p.m. Central Time. So you African niggas, definitely pull up. Definitely do appreciate that. And shout out to Grande. I was like, there's certain comments I don't want to read out loud, but I'm like, I mean, I would, but I don't. Yeah, I'm trying to be respectful and shit. But yeah, man, shout out to y'all for came through. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't. Like the video and all that shit. But yeah, man, African panel tomorrow. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Have a good weekend, a nice long weekend. Oh, and Eisen Sama has a video coming at 3:30, so you guys can roll through to Eisen's channel. But anyway, guys, I'm pretty much done here. Thanks for coming in, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out.
But there could be more to the gaze than meets the eye.
This was starts now.
Are you listening?
But there could be more to the gaze than meets the eye.
This was starts now.
But there could be more to the gaze than meets the eye.